So before the video starts really quick, we have a Discord server now where you can go in the description, click the link, and you can join our Discord server where we will be getting new guest stars to talk with us, or just hang out in general, or suggest ideas. Go do that. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled rambling. Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of Discussing the Universe with Drake.
And Ty.
And we have a special guest here for this
special
episode.
Guest?
Our first ever, introducing Luke!
Hey. It's Luke. I'm on the podcast now.
He is, and we haven't
Although
told him what
probably
we're
not
going to be
permanently.
talking about today. So, for the first time ever, he's hearing the very epic special topic. Today's episode is Relationship Advice 101 with Drake. The episode where I'm going to give what?
Wow.
Hang on. That's not the topic we wrote down.
That's definitely
I'm very
the topic.
glad.
The
Look,
topic we wrote down
Yeah?
is how to have a significant other with Drake Marasek.
It's the same thing, Ty.
It's relationship advice.
Same
It's a
thing.
threatening topic.
I
threatening
reworded
topic.
it. I am the most experienced here, okay? We can all agree.
Obviously.
We can all agree.
Future me, when you listen to this
dateable
while you're
guy.
editing, just put up I don't know, information.
All right. So, we are all manly men here. We understand the needs to be in a relationship with someone, right? To have that significant other. But some people are like, what should I do? How am I supposed to do that? Well, I'm here to rescue you guys. Okay?
He's here because
So,
he knows everything.
I know everything. So basically, step 1, this is an important step. Get a girlfriend.
That is step 1.
It's probably
Anyway.
the most important one.
Yeah. But this is how to have, not how to get. So we can just skip right
So
over.
we're skipping that
How to
step.
maintain.
Exactly. We're skipping
matter.
step 1. We're
it doesn't-
stepping
you-
up to step 2.
You just have to how to maintain a relationship. Yes, of course. So
How to have, not how to get. Anyway.
So if you're in a relationship and you're feeling like it's all bad and stuff, what are you gonna do? Okay, so I believe that the real message we can learn from here is that women have too many emotions. All right, they think too much. They think too much. Okay?
We're already
we can
going into gender studies.
This is bad.
We can all concur here. All right.
For the record, Drake does not actually feel that way.
Yeah, sure.
He's just being dumb. Oh my god.
Oh my lord. What a comfy episode.
What a
No,
fun.
this is
what a fun-
bad. It's the first one with a guest star, and you're.
Is there an issue here, Ty?
I'm a woman.
Yes.
Is there an issue here?
I thought literally 2 episodes ago we were like equal rights for all. What happened to that?
I changed my mind.
It's because I'm here.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
He has multiple personalities disorder,
Yeah.
and when someone else is present besides Ty, he changes personalities.
Yeah.
You don't need to change your personality to be cool, Drake.
No, I'm not. This is not voluntary. This is.
You still don't need to do it.
I can't change who I am.
Stop.
Okay, I am bipolar. All right, it's very important. All right.
All right.
All right, so where were you gonna go?
Where was I going with this? Oh yes.
Perhaps
Okay.
I should take over.
So, Ty, you think you know so much about relationships?
I
Really?
do,
Yeah,
kinda.
you do?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
You know?
I bet you do. Fine, you give your advice then.
I'm the
huh?
monkey in the middle with 2 angry men.
We're tossing them back and forth like a beach ball. Yeah, I would know a lot about it, actually. My girlfriend and I are very happy.
Oh yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you
what
are.
I just
yeah,
said.
that's right.
What about you, Drake? What's your experience?
Now.
That's classified information.
Some people.
That's what he said.
No. Some people would call it theoretical information, like theoretical
Quantum
experience.
Schrodinger's Drake's girlfriend.
Schrodinger's. Now, Luke. What do you have in terms of
I have an
experience?
axe.
Wow. You know, that's pretty epic. That's pretty epic. I too have lots of axes. I
Oh,
use them to chop up wood and such. For the
mine's on my
lumberyard.
shed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do not own a wood cutting weapon.
You do not own a wood cutting weapon? What are you?
I do not.
Crazy? What?
Maybe
What?
I
See,
am.
this is why you don't stay in relationships. You don't have the proper wood cutting weapons.
I'm sorry if I had to sacrifice my bro axe for the female.
Your bro. Everyone knows that if you get rid of your bro axe, that's like signing away your brodom.
That's the bonding agent. Our
The glue
relationship
between
with each other.
beings is an axe and other carpentry
Usually
equipment.
people bury the hatchet.
You
That's
know
actually
who was
just
a
them putting down
carpenter?
the glue.
You know who was a carpenter?
Benny.
Jesus, okay? And everyone knows he is the
Oh,
foundation of all human beings, alright? And that's how you know that carpenters are cool people.
This episode is turning into like Reddit.
This episode is sponsored by Catholicism.
That is a lie. We are not sponsored by the entire
I'm
religion.
sorry. I heard a word over 3 syllables and my brain got confused. I apologize.
But
Anyway,
I'm not dating. That would be cool if I was. Wink, wink, wink,
It would
Drake.
be pretty.
ooh.
Wait, no. Hey, can we cut this out? Can we cut the? Oh, this is.
No,
oh,
we
this is being
are
recorded?
not.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, you understand.
It's
That
pretty.
I'm joking here,
Yeah,
sir.
no, yeah, you're joking. It's a prank. I've been pranked all the time. Like that one time I was robbed. It was a pretty cool prank.
You were robbed?
Was that funny?
They stole my money. It was really cool. They stole my money and then they never gave it back. And they were
No
like,
money
hashtag
equals big
pranked.
funny.
Like, were you held at weapon point?
Yeah, it was really
Jeez.
funny. It was
Gotta
really,
specify.
It doesn't seem very funny.
The weapon was an axe, of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
then that's
That's why,
funny. That's a
I know that was
tie-in.
fine. Yeah, it was.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a callback to an old joke.
an old joke we made 2 minutes ago.
Amazing.
Wow, we are good at this. See.
Masters of comedy.
I'm glad
But,
that we have Luke here now. It adds a third dynamic to the dynamic. Such
Now
as
it's
watch Luke
three-dimensional.
say a funny thing now.
I don't think this is going to be really funny.
Wow, that was good. That was good. That was
Amazing.
real.
I was going to ask if you guys have taken the 16 personalities test.
Is that the one with a bunch of
I
letters
haven't.
or whatever? It's like according to your
Yes.
personality type. I have taken that before. I have a screenshot on my phone of my
Most
personality type.
popular one.
Can't remember which one it is.
I just recently retook it. I got the same thing, but I did recently take it, and I got campaigner, and
Really?
let me pull up the page. It's pretty accurate, although I did read that there was a study where it's like everyone agrees with their personality tests because it's a lot of vague things
Yeah.
that they say about you.
Like
But the thing with the 16
horoscopes or
personalities
zodiac
test,
signs. It's like
Yeah.
Right.
today you will feel emotion, woo! And they're like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's
it's
so
so
mean.
right.
the thing with the 16 personalities test is that it gives you like 7 pages of accurate information.
Uh-oh.
And besides the 16 personalities, there are 2 types of each personality. And I think it's government funded, although it's on a .com, not a .gov site.
Here's your government mandated emotion. Thank you.
But it was pretty accurate, and there's a whole page on it about relationships and how those
really?
go. Yeah, romantic relationships.
Do tell us
So
more.
are there like certain combos that work well together? Or
Oh
something?
yeah, I wonder if it does say that. Does it say that? I don't think it specifies any other kinds, but part of the campaigner is social engagement, outgoing, extroverted, and it says with romantic relationships, it's when it comes to relationships, campaigners like to share a lot and be involved. So I think for a bit of advice when it comes to being extroverted, I think pace yourself a little bit, because if you're extroverted in a relationship, you might want to go really fast because that's how you naturally feel.
Yeah.
But that,
Yeah.
as I know from experience, no es bueno.
I'm sorry,
Right.
I don't
Pace
speak
yourself.
Spain.
There's
Could
another
you
person
please,
involved.
Ty, translate, please.
Well, I don't speak it either, but that was relatively easy to comprehend.
No, I need you to translate, Ty.
You live in California.
I need.
That's
It
no
doesn't
good.
matter.
That's
I
what he
need.
said. We live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, dude.
That's what he said. We live in Los
The
Angeles. Thank
Angels.
you. Thank you.
No,
Now I
no.
understand. I get it now. Thank you.
I can't do anything around
Yeah.
here.
You're not permitted to, Ty. You know.
I'm not allowed to be smart.
But would you guys consider yourselves extroverted?
Now it's odd. You see,
Yeah.
I would always
Drake and I are like the same person.
Okay, so there have been some conspiracies going around that we are in fact just one person doing two separate voices. Not true. I can confirm.
Not true.
I am the. If I was the same person, my voice is much superior, and also
What?
our voices are opposite. So I don't see how that connects. But introverted or extroverted? It's odd because I'd call myself kind of introverted, but at the same time I like require social interaction. So I believe it's more like extroverted with social anxiety. And not a
What
fun
a
combo, by the way.
crackpot.
Not
Terrible.
I
Yeah.
think
Not
that's
really fun.
kind of common in a lot of
Yeah.
fellas our age.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
call
because-
myself. I'd call myself extroverted. I think.
You're extroverted,
like-
Kai.
Yeah. Okay, at least it's confirmed. But like, the reason why is because like I love hanging around people. But reason I was kind of doubting it is because it's like if I'm just like tired, I'm gonna be like, no, humans, stay away. I want to go sleep in my room
That's
and
called
have no
being lazy.
contact.
That's called being lazy.
Is that lazy though? Like, what if you're just tired of like social?
Yeah.
your
You're a
social
tired,
battery is
extroverted
out.
person.
Your social battery is out, right? And you just want to go sleep. Like you can't deal with people.
Well, yeah, I guess the difference between you and like an introverted person is that you said like your social battery is like dead, while introverts, their social battery is just like taken out of them forcefully.
So
And
for
it's
me,
been-
it's like my social battery is constantly dead.
Someone
but
took,
I am
someone
able to
took a
push
pair
more
of
out of
pliers and just tore it out of their system and went like, okay, be free.
I'd say my social battery is pretty consistently running.
I'd say
I-
my social battery is they put the wrong end, like the positive to
They put the positive and the negative
side,
backwards.
yeah.
The person who was building you died from a shock from
He
the
died in
battery,
the
and
middle.
you're currently unfinished.
Short circuited. That's why he needs to find his other half,
Yeah.
and that's why he's going to tell us all about how to have a significant other.
I have been doing that this whole time, don't you see?
I
I've
looped
been
it back around.
Find
Yeah,
a positive to your negative, and find a negative to your positive.
That's right. Complimentary
Robot analogies.
people. Robot analogies. Because soon the robot overlords are going to take over. So we're going to need to change all the lingo to make it match. So basically, you're in a relationship with someone, and you're like, wow, we are really complimentary. Then what you gotta do is you gotta be even more complimentary. You have to change your personality to match the other
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, that's a healthy thing.
Healthy thing to do.
No.
Definitely
Base
don't
yourself
do that.
off of other people.
Definitely
I'm
don't do that.
definitely not going to therapy about
Yep.
that exact problem.
Yep,
That's
that-
what am I talking about? Problem? No, that is a convenience.
Real men don't have problems. Real men have no issues whatsoever. Now that we've gotten that clear, I think everything is really simple in relationship. You get in a fight, just say, "Hey, let's not get in a fight," and she'll be like, "You know what? You're right. I understand now." And if she
Or
doesn't,
how
then
about-
I'll
How about this? How about like talking about your differences and then accepting them as parts of each other?
Oh my god, you're just saying a bunch of words now. They don't even like correlate together. There's the puzzle pieces. It's a two-piece puzzle.
You're being too brain-centered.
And you flipped over the second puzzle piece, and now one side is the cardboard side, and the other side is the picture of a forest.
Both sides are cardboard.
Well, the one is like brown. Have you seen a jigsaw puzzle before?
Actually, I have. I've watched the Saw movies.
That's not, no, I don't believe, Ty, I don't believe that's what a jigsaw is.
Wait, so I've been doing jigsaws wrong the entire time?
Wait, Ty, no.
Have you been killing people?
Ty, have you been torturing people for their injustices against society?
I would never.
Oh my god. Okay, so that one time where we were walking in the park and you said, "Hold on, I'll be right back," and you came back, I was like, "Hey, what'd you do?" And he was like, "I was definitely not torturing people for their injustices against society." Were you torturing people for their injustices against society?
No comment.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, besides that,
does that work out in court? Just saying no comment.
That's what the Fifth Amendment is literally a thing. Yeah,
if you're guilty.
Yeah, you're supposed to literally just say, "I plead the Fifth." Which, by the way, is like the stupidest thing, because I feel like whenever someone says, "I plead the Fifth," it's just basically them saying, I'm guilty, but nah, man.
I think it's more like, it's so reporters just can't get your opinions on things, because it's like, what's your opinion on blank? And then they'll use that opinion against you, so that's why you're allowed to say.
Supposedly you're not supposed to say like anything at all.
Pretty much. Like if we get famous, we gotta change everything.
Basically, you do what your lawyer tells you to do.
Pretty much.
Except if that lawyer is corrupt, and if it's a corrupt lawyer, then sucks to be you.
Now, could we translate this to relationships?
Can we?
We probably can somehow.
Which one here is if you feel like your lawyer, your significant other is not right for you, then you should probably speak up.
Buy a new one.
Purchase with your money. Go to a court of law and say, "Your Honor, my significant other, I'm not a fan, bro. Can we do a little swap?" And they'll probably be like, "Yeah, sure."
If there's anyone else out there on the internet that is listening to this, we're sorry that this is the advice.
This is the content you came here for this week.
You hear the intro, and you're excited to hear all this wonderful advice.
The deep like thoughts of intellectuals. I'm sorry, but
this isn't that episode.
Okay, how about we actually start helping people and like just stop like messing around and like actually
help people.
Actually talking about it.
Help people.
We're gonna put.
I'm gonna beat around the bush for the rest of my life.
Ty,
if you don't mind.
Beat around the bush.
Oh my god.
Now you see, Ty, I haven't written down anything for like actual advice. I've only written down things for funny. What am I supposed to do, Ty?
How about we rationalize and think of scenarios in which bad things might happen in a relationship?
What?
And we think about it, and then we can talk about those scenarios, because I haven't really thought of anything either.
Okay.
Bad things in relationships.
Number
those
one
never happen.
Wacky. I'm going to put a timestamp in the description of when we get real so that we can apologize and then we can skip ahead.
Number one scenario that comes to mind that screwed it up for me is long distance.
Long distance? Okay.
Try, if it's optional, which it probably isn't, if it's optional, try and avoid those, in my humble opinion.
I've never really understood long distance that much in general. Because, like, if you're not spending that much time together, and if it's, like, a hassle to even, like, interact with each other, I mean, maybe it's worth it. But I feel like the net gain in the end just isn't worth it.
There's this sense of longing, for sure, you know? Because it's, like, I'm sure it gets lonely, right? Because your significant other is, like, asleep or something, and you really want to talk to them.
Yeah. But you're like, I can't judge this scenario that's happening currently. because I'm not there with them.
Right.
It's just like
I'm away.
it's just
I feel
like how
like-
right now we're all stuff is
Yeah.
online right now. So almost all relationships are distance unless you like live
Broke the
relatively close to
law.
each other and you obey the laws.
Unless you're the president of the United States, in which case you and your wife can both go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Together. How romantic.
Yeah.
How romantic. So I've noticed just in general it's harder, I'd say, to just talk to read the room, I guess. And especially if you're trying to connect on a super deep level with someone, I just don't see that happening.
Reading the room is very, very necessary for well executed contact.
Yeah.
Contacting conversation. Yeah, I feel like long distance, if someone was to do a long distance relationship, both parties need to be like totally like because it's for some people
Way in
and not
favor.
for some people. Like both parties need to be able to do it without any ill will like at all against like the other partner. Sometimes not like picking up or sometimes misunderstanding conversations or misunderstanding scenarios. Like you just need to be very understanding, I guess, if you wanted to be in a long distance relationship.
And like, if that's your thing, and you're like going to ask the other person if you want to be in a long distance relationship, then you probably have mulled over it and thought about it. And I'm not telling you that you're wrong.
There's
Just
gonna
like
be a struggle though.
it didn't work out.
Yeah, there will. There are plenty of worms in the can.
Yeah,
worms in the can. That's not. You're confusing expressions here, Ty.
Yeah,
I believe
you
the
mean fish in the
expression
sea?
is no. I believe it's like sea urchins in the lagoon.
Sure, why not?
Is there a negative connotation to sea urchins, or do you enjoy sea urchins?
No, I went to Hawaii and I got stung by a sea urchin, and it hurt a lot because they have toxins in their little prickle
they
things.
do. Yeah.
It spread throughout my finger and it was a bit swollen. And
you touched a sea urchin with your finger?
Oh, I do it all the time. I've only been stung once.
Why?
But it's actually not. It's really hard to get stung. I don't know what I did. I guess the sea urchins in Hawaii are just really aggressive for some reason. No, but if you put your finger up to like the sea urchin's little like, the harder parts of their little spines things, they'll like actually like grip onto your finger. It's pretty cool. Except if you go a bit too deep, in which they impale you with a barb, and spread their toxins.
So they like grab you?
Yeah, like the little.
What?
They're not.
Step one.
They're not
gain
like
trust.
It's not like a rock. It's a part of them, so they can move their little like spikes, and they'll like grip onto your finger. If like it's not hard. It's just like if you've ever touched a sea anemone before, like how it like kind of retracts. It's kind of like that, but it's like closing around your finger. Maybe they'll drag you under the water and drown you. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Wow, this feels like it's correlating to relationships.
You're right. Second scenario.
If you aren't careful, you will reap the badness.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. That feels like common sense.
That's how we are very good at transitions, as shown by this. We are skillful and great. So, Ty, you have been in a relationship before your current one.
Yes, I have.
So,
it's because he's a hot man.
Thank you very much.
He's a little cutie.
So what do you think? What do you think went wrong with that Ty?
Damn.
If you care to share. I mean, that's what we're doing here, okay?
That is what we're doing here. What happened with that one? Honestly, it was like she just wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the vibes were off.
Like we just didn't connect. That
zodiac signs didn't connect. We're incompatible.
You know what? Maybe.
My horoscope the day we broke up said break up.
Yeah.
But
It was just like, yeah, there was no connection there, and that's important for a relationship, that you connect with one another past like this, like past like the beginning phase.
Wait, okay,
You know?
so just
Yeah.
because
Because it feels so good when you start out.
curious, I'm not trying to be a
That's good.
douchebag here, but so if there was no like connection there, like why'd you start in the first place? Like what was the situation?
I honestly think like it's just that sensation of like head in the clouds kind of thing,
Yeah.
and it's just like, yeah, I can be in a relationship with this person. And then, eventually when the plane starts to land, your head comes out of the clouds and it's like,
And then the plane crashes
That's-
into the ocean.
And then then it
That's
lands because I
relatable,
didn't
yeah.
die.
Well, I mean, we can't confirm or deny that, so.
Touche. Anyway, yeah.
But-
But now I'm in a relationship where I do connect with my significant other, and she's great.
How long has it been?
It's been literally 6 months, and time has flown.
Oh,
Isn't
man.
that just been like the quarantine?
Yeah, dude.
Ironically, we started dating ironically because of
Yeah.
quarantine, we started talking more.
Oh,
So,
wow.
which is like utterly convenient.
I guess something positive can come out of the quarantine.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Good jokes.
That's the moral of the story.
But
The moral of the story is sure, why not?
what was I
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say?
What were you gonna say? I don't know. Is that
It was
rhetorical?
it was relating. Oh yeah, there was something I read I think yesterday where it was marriages where the two people are best friends before
Yeah.
74 more of those relationships compared to ones where they aren't. 74% less end in divorce, which just goes to show how important the connection at the start and before the relationship happens matters.
Well,
74% is a huge margin.
That is a huge number.
that's a lot. Well, I mean, of course, it makes the most sense to me. If you've had
Yeah.
all this time to connect with this one person, and then you're together, it's like not much has actually changed. That's
True.
the odd thing I feel about like boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff. Like if you're like a boyfriend or girlfriend with someone you're not that close to, then what's like the point? Like what the only difference between like a girlfriend and a girl best friend is basically like just a slightly less level of intimacy and like a title.
That's
That's
pretty fair, yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. I will agree with that.
How do we bounce off of this?
I don't know.
No.
Someone make a funny joke. That's usually my job. I'm at a.
What did the chicken cross the
Why
road?
did the chick cross the road to stay
to
in
get to
his
his girlfriend's
relationship?
Yes.
Oh man,
Okay.
scenarios.
Let's talk about toxic relationships.
Ooh.
Ones where one of them is using the other one. So, like a scenario, like I've never been in one, luckily, thank God.
Yeah.
But like one where someone pulls you in a relationship, like let's say you're Drake Marasek and you're ultra uber popular, okay?
Yeah.
Like Drake Marasek is.
Yeah.
And
And
big boy.
and somebody pulls you into a relationship and uses you for status and like
Nothing else.
social power.
I think that's it.
That's it.
The obvious
Like
answer, of course, is to
Happens
try
way
to
too
just
often
get
to me.
out of that relationship, but
Well,
I think
that is the obvious
the
answer.
Yeah.
problem is
But then
that
you-
most people
yeah.
don't realize they're in a toxic relationship.
Exactly.
Or there's the alternative where you don't want to give up. You don't want to give that person up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's like they're your significant
They're a
other.
person.
But the
You-
problem
they
with
make
that is
you
that
happy.
just
That's
the
not
longer you spend time in that relationship, the longer it's going to be to get out of it because it's the freaking what is it? There's a term for it. It's the thing that gamblers get addicted to. Basically, where if you've invested a ton of time in one
Gambling.
thing, you feel like you have to get something out of it. and that's what causes like gamblers to just keep going and just keep going.
Is it a phenomenon with a name?
It has
maybe?
a name. It's like a, yeah. I'll find it later and put it up on screen. But it's a podcast, so if you don't have to look, I will be looking it up. You guys talk about stuff.
Okay.
Well,
don't get in a toxic relationship and try to identify it. Like, if they're not treating you well and you can tell they're using you, and then maybe sometimes you just need to like intervene. Like if your friend's in a toxic relationship, it's like, dude, that's not healthy for you, man. You got to get out of there.
I remember going to random WikiHow articles, and one of them was toxic relationships, and it was really bare bones, and I think WikiHow sometimes does that a lot, where they present something and they just give you the answers as if they're really easy. And advice, advice is more easily accepted with sentiment. So then it was just like, get out of the relationship, and it's like, there's another person behind that toxic wall, and a lot of people don't like wanting to get that disconnect. So hopefully something that's a little easier than letting them go, that you can start off with, is addressing it to them.
Yeah, talking about it, definitely important.
Because then you get to hear their side.
Yeah, especially if like if both of you want to stay in the relationship, then talking about it is extremely important. Like, I guess somebody could, like, maybe their personality is a bit toxic, Yeah,
they might not be all that empathetic of a person, or maybe they're using you for status. But I personally, I'm a big believer on good in everyone. And like when it comes to like bad people, they always think they're doing the right thing. That's a huge factor.
It's a huge factor.
Like, Hitler thought he was doing the right thing. I'm not saying Hitler was a good person. Hitler thought he was a good person.
He was following his ambition, which was
I don't think a lot of people ever think they're doing like the bad thing.
Yeah.
There's only a very few people who know they're doing a bad thing. And generally, if it's a person who knows they're doing the bad thing but want to keep doing it because they just like to, it's like sadism, basically. And
that's the sign of a psychopath, right?
Yes.
Or a sociopath.
What is the difference between those two? Like,
we could talk about that on a different podcast.
I failed to find whatever I was looking for. So that's unfortunate.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll keep looking for it later. But so what were we just talking about? We were talking about something, and I was gonna say, oh yes, bad people and stuff, thinking they're right people. The one I was just wanting to mention, the weird thing about the Nazis. I know it's an odd sentence to say, but like they thought they were like
the weird thing about these terrible people.
Be careful with this.
No, I'm not.
Be careful.
I'm not saying anything like good against them. I'm saying bad things against them.
Good.
They chose to like put skulls on their uniforms. And I'm just like, okay, oh wow, we're the good guys.
There's definitely a sign.
Have you guys seen that skit?
Happy.
Have you guys seen that skit where it's the two Nazi soldiers, and they kind of look at their uniforms and they're like, "Are we the baddies?"
Oh yeah.
And it was such a, and the other guy goes, "Well, of course not." And then the other guy goes, "But we have skulls on everything." And then, it channels to all these like really funny like objects with skulls on them. And then the tough guy finally realizes like, and then the skit ends. But it's like, that's true. Like, why do you put skulls on your stuff?
Won't that be a bit about ignorance?
I guess
maybe ignorance and blind following. Maybe
blind following can usually be attributed to wanting to do the right thing.
That's true. Feeling like you're
Yeah.
doing the right thing can definitely make it so you blindly follow some sort of leader that has bad practices.
And a funny mustache.
He is a funny mustache.
That was.
I thought it was pretty funny, Ty, huh? You're not gonna laugh at the funny joke?
I'm not gonna laugh.
That's. Oh my god.
Hitler
The
had a
blood
funny
is still
mustache.
high.
Hitler
Oh
was
my
not a
God.
funny dude.
He's not a funny
He had a funny
dude. He had a funny mustache. There's a difference, Ty.
But- That's fine. We can have our differences.
We can
If
have
you
our-
believe his mustache was cool,
Artistic liberties.
Do you guys accept my differences then?
yes.
You know what's important in accepting differences?
What? What?
Relationships.
Whoa!
Whoa.
We're so
I don't know
good
how
at
we keep doing
this.
this.
Literally,
Jeez.
destiny just provides
Destiny
it.
still arrives.
Or is it just like the personality tests where we're given such vague information that we can apply it?
I don't think
I'm not going to
necessarily
screw
like
us
that.
over. We're geniuses and we're doing amazing transitions.
Exactly.
We are. Our minds are far too large for some people to even comprehend. All right, they had to invent new numbers just to describe our IQ. And guess who had to make those numbers? Us, because we're the only smart people enough to do it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, understanding each other's differences, because it's like you can't date like a clone of yourself.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
like,
That's something a lot of people strive for.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
big discussion
Let
here.
me rephrase. Let me rephrase that. Okay. If you can be the kind of person who wants to date like an exact clone of yourself, but if you're not that kind of person, you can't do
Yeah.
it. So that's why you shouldn't. You can look for like similar interests, but you can't look for the same
Definitely.
person as you.
No, of course. Now everyone should be
just
more
like-
like me, of course, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing.
That's not.
In the future, we'll have government mandated Drake clones.
Government
Today,
mandate.
everyone will have their own
I'll be shipped in a
Drake
package.
pillow to go to sleep with at night.
Dude. Just like you get darted and wake up in a lab and they just start using your blood to create government mandated Drake clones.
It's for the betterment of humanity.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm glad that you all elected me as president. Of course,
Drake
all the
Mersic.
Drakes elected me as president, but that's
All-
besides the point.
All hail.
Oh yeah, that would
Drake
add to
number
the population by a
2225.
significant amount. Wow.
If clones were like a thing, would they be allowed to vote? Like they're still
Let's not get
Wow.
into that.
That's a
Let's
big
not get
ethical
Ethics of
question.
clones should
No, because I
Yeah,
think in the
that should be-
future, when clones exist and watch this podcast and find this exact moment and then find out our opinion, we
I'm not
may or
gonna
may
get
not-
canceled over clones time. I refuse to be canceled
It's
over
gonna be
clones.
like
Detroit
all the
become
history
human.
stuff where you look back at Abraham Lincoln, and for the time he was really progressive, but he still wasn't really a huge fan of black people.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh,
People
Abraham
often
Lincoln
forget
was
that,
kind of
yeah.
racist.
He's like, oh,
We
wait a
are
second.
kind of clonist.
Yes. I'll maybe in the future I'll look back and be like, oh my gosh, how could I say these things?
300 years in the future in your cryotube.
In my cryo tube. Bro, I want to be cryogenically frozen when I die. Just so they
You can do that.
Let's
shoot me.
freaking Futurama this
Take
thing.
my body and just inject it with the funny life juice, and I'll just be back. And I'll be like,
So
I'm
that,
the sequel, baby.
Vsauce. So in a Vsauce episode,
Yeah.
you can get your body cryogenically preserved.
I believe I've seen that
And-
episode before.
Yeah, they think the brain will work when they're done being frozen, but I don't know for sure.
Honestly, probably not.
Yeah.
But
Okay, now we're gonna get into the
if
funny
somebody's willing to test it,
Yeah.
existentialism question. Say for
This-
example, you die, and your brain gets revived with whatever funny method they have. And whenever I say funny, by the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed
That's
this, but funny
that's
is
a
just a
thought.
way
It
to
just means he
describe
doesn't
anything,
know.
basically.
yeah,
Yeah. They inject you with the funny magic that brings you back to life, or the science, I guess. If magic is just science that people don't understand, so it doesn't matter.
it's a texture pack.
So they bring a person's brain back. Will that be like the same consciousness? Like, if I
Yes.
black out, if I get
Yeah.
shot right now and black out, and my brain, like, will it feel like I'm just going to sleep and waking back up, or will a different consciousness be resurged with all the same memories?
You'd be the same person.
So it wouldn't, like,
Yeah.
like, would I be able to tell? Like,
I
if
don't think
I
so.
die, will I be
Although,
like, I'm
if
not
you
coming back?
aged, then you would have a different conscience, because wouldn't that alter?
No, because I'm saying,
parts of your brain?
because consciousness is a really weird thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
scientists still don't fully understand it. Like, is consciousness like the electricity going through your brain? Is it like the little neurons going
We
like
have-
zap 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 zap
Those
zap?
are
I
those are
don't-
just telling you what to feel. Consciousness. Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't
have
think
an
anyone
Good
has any
Google
clue. That's
for that.
Nobody has
What
an answer. Not
is
even the 3 biggest brain people on the planet.
Conscious.
the 3
Yes.
biggest brained people on the planet. It's the
What is
trifecta. It's us
consciousness?
3. You know, once
Sentience.
Stephen Hawking
aware,
was like,
Being self-aware,
Drake,
basically.
you're smart, and I was like, that's cool, Stephen Hawking. You are slightly less smart, but that's you're cool too.
Well,
Oh my god.
July 26th, 2020. Scientists and philosophers still can't agree on even a vague idea of what consciousness is.
Dang.
It's gonna take us so long to get there, man. And when it does, I will be dust.
I feel like when people do finally crack that, it'll be such a momentous occasion that like people are gonna lose it. It's gonna be like
There's so
they
much
figured it
stuff
and then like
that we can look
everybody's
forward
gonna see.
to.
Well, I mean, we already know it's 42, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Yes.
Obviously.
Thank you, funny book.
Funny book.
Perhaps it's some kind of guide, a hitchhiker's guide to the
Man,
galaxy.
You know, if only there was some sort of podcast that helped us understand the universe. Mhm.
Yeah,
man,
where
they
they
should
discuss
totally
the
make
It's a
universe.
shame that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Wait a second.
back to my point of understanding each other's differences. You can't date the same person, but you also need to you need to find somebody similar, but you can't find somebody who's too similar.
Yeah.
It's
you
complicated.
see, the
There's
way
no-
you
there's no
phrased it
equation
now,
for
we can bring up a
relationship.
I
separate
think
point.
there's-
Getting back into the same relationship with the same person you broke up with before. Is it
that's
possible?
just kind of wacky.
That's
I
Can
can't
you do
even
it?
begin to imagine.
I
that.
can't. I don't really want to think of that.
But
Oh god.
I think
Jill,
a
she's
good
watching me.
a good way to think about it is that if you and your significant other are 2 very specific puzzle pieces to a 2-piece puzzle,
Yeah.
Right.
getting a copy of your piece will not complete it.
It just.
What do you mean?
It won't be the same puzzle. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's like the old thing where if you replace the handle of an axe and then later replace the head of an axe, is it still the same axe? And
No.
at what point does it not be the same axe? It's
It's
like
not
that.
the same act. The first change.
Paradox. Well,
What's the
does the
first
first
change
change
be?
involve the first molecule that gets off of it? If then every single being on the planet is never
I just want
the
to make
same.
an analogy.
We are constantly changing. I can literally snap my fingers and I'll be a different person because the cells that got rubbed off are now gone.
Yes, but like that's the
stuff.
I think the paradox is bring it up that sometimes our brains just think a bit too literally. Like sometimes I don't believe that's like a science question of like what point does it change like state or whatever. It's just like at what point is it treated in our minds as something separate? At one point, if a person changes so much over time, at what point does it become just a completely different person to what you remember?
Well, what was that thing where it's like every 9 years or 7? I don't
Yes,
remember.
every
It
9
was a
years you
couple
physically get fully replaced all your cells.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 7. Well,
That's sometime. Some amount of
It happened
time.
to be twice now. Then.
I have
Yes.
now evolved twice.
Your Luke is turning into Luke.
Luke,
Just
again.
Whoa!
Dude, imagine how weird that would be, though. Like literally every 7 years, some kind of
No,
like
it's just literally that you
During a press
evolve,
conference.
but every time you evolve, like it just adds slightly more existentialism.
It's literally what happens, though.
And then you die.
Yeah.
That's life. But yeah, what if every 7 or so years it's like your birthday, and on the 7th anniversary, you just all your molecules and atoms suddenly just switch.
God.
Oh man, that would be such a weird feeling though. Make you like sick.
Like
You lose your train of thought.
Would you lose your consciousness? I don't know. We're going back to this again.
That's for sure.
Would you consider this episode then to be half talking about relationships and half existentialism?
It's
Yeah,
just, I
guess.
no, it's the whole episode. We've been talking about relationships the whole time. Trust us. I've been keeping mental note of everything, and they all, in the grand scheme of things, relate back to my lesson that only I have been giving relationship advice this whole time. Because
Exactly.
my topic, how to stay in a relationship with Drake 101. Yep. And I believe that everything we've been talking about leads directly back to the main point, that relationships are pretty epic cool, and you just, if you want to stay in one, just be yourself and make sure the other person is also cool epic.
And cool with you being yourself.
That was the most specific, broad advice I've ever heard.
That's because I'm just that cool.
That was a double-edged sword.
Double-edged
That
sword,
stabbed
and
me.
one side is stabbing myself, and the other side is also stabbing myself.
Yep.
I'm stabbing
The
the other
duality of
person with a
man.
handle. It's quite ineffective.
Hope you handle that.
My hands may be
I will
bleeding,
regret
but
that.
their brains have been slightly bruised.
My God.
What an analogy.
I guess, do we have anything more for this episode? We're approaching actually 50 minutes.
I could.
This
I
might be our
I'm gonna
lowest
be honest.
roll.
I could keep talking for like infinity, but we have
Same
to
here.
cut the
Yeah,
episode.
But we
off.
need to
could-
cut
we
it.
could
But
do
I
a
have a deadline
two-part.
at 6.
We could do a two-parter of this.
Maybe we'll get Luke on for
We'll
how
get
to
Luke
get
on for another
relationship
episode
this time
sometime
around.
down the line.
Ooh, okay.
We don't have to do only a one and done shot type of deal.
Yeah, that's not how we roll. Anyway, now that it is the end, I am now going to advertise the Discord. We have a Discord
Wait
now,
a second. We should have plugged the Discord at the beginning.
probably.
Put it in the
But-
description.
The Discord is only for real fans. Anyway, I'm going to put a link to that in the description.
That's
I hope
my line,
it
Ty.
stays alive.
I say
I'm also gonna put-
I
I'm also
say
gonna
real
put a link-
fans.
I'm also
my
going to
joke.
put a link to my Instagram where I'm currently participating in Inktober.
Yeah, cool.
Let me check that out.
Go to my Instagram where
I forgot you
I
grew,
don't
dude.
participate in Inktober, and instead I don't know what I post anymore.
I
Honestly,
would participate in Inktober, but I'm too perfectionist about my art, so I usually take a couple years.
Literally, the most recent one I did is just a pumpkin holding a knife, and I did that in like 10 minutes, and I'm just like,
well,
Yeah,
as
it's
long as
fine.
you're happy, that's what matters.
I spent an hour on
know what
a
else is-
5-line drawing.
What?
Really?
Okay.
oh shoot.
Let's see. One.
You know what else is important in a relationship? Staying happy.
Yeah, wait, the podcast is over. This is the end credit scene. This is
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
You're
of course.
welcome.
We'll pull you back on some other time.
this has
All
been
right.
Discussing the Universe with Drake.
And Ty. And our special guest.
Technically Luke.
And our special guest
Drake,
speaker, Luke.
Ty, and Luke. See you next time when we'll be discussing. Haven't decided it yet. Go follow my Instagram to vote on the next topic.
Oh, you're going to host a poll on your Instagram?
Yeah.
Dang.
Um.
I'm gonna vote right now.
I mean, I. It's not out yet. I will do it.
You sure? Check again.
Good.
No, he hacked my account. No.
All right. See you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.